glass on this door is broken. Perhaps it was the killer who broke it in order to take the piggy bank. It's a bit odd the inside of the glass is so devoid of glass shards. Plus the glass broke rather cleanly.
Ah,
What is it?
I touched the glass and cut my finger. It hurts, Mr. Edgeworth, it hurts.
Please tell me you can deal with such a minor cut on your own. Is this the same man as the one portrayed by the statues around the elevator?
Yeah, that's a paperweight to the founder of Hugo Airlines, Mr. Hugo Hughes. The one on the bottom shelf, we have a cute one on the middle shelf, is the realistic one. On the top shelf, that's a floral version.
Floral? You sure about that? Let me guess, you just said the first thing that came to your mind, right? Looks like I hit the bullseye. Hugo Airlines related books line this shelf. The history of Hugo Airlines, the future of Hugo Airlines, the 7 wonders of Hugo, fight on Hugo Airlines, working name Hugo Airlines, Hugo U. The titles make it very clear they wouldn't be making the top sellers list anytime soon. There's definitely something unusual about this.
About what?
If the killer had broken the glass to get at the Captain Hugo bank, there should be shards of glass inside the case itself.
I see, I guess there would be like that.
However, not a single piece of glass is inside the display case,
No, there isn't.
which means the glass was broken from the inside out. The piggy bank must have fallen over from the turbulence and right through the glass.
Yeah, that's for sure. There's so much glass all over the floor.
I'm willing to bet this hat was knocked off its head at the time too.
Eh? That's nice.
Which leads me to believe the killer took the Captain Hugo bank from here after the turbulence. Take your power naps in your own time, Miss Mealy, and listen to when I'm talking. The murder occurred before the turbulence, which rules this piggy bank out as the murder weapon.
Huh? You mean the bank's not the real murder weapon? It's fake?
Yes, at this point it's a very real possibility.
What if the killer went to take Captain Hugo? They broke the glass by accident.
The display case is locked, so that's highly unlikely.
But there's one other person who could have.
And who would that be?
Miss Rhoda, of course. She's the one in charge of this place, so she has the keys to everything.
Miss Rhoda Teneiro, huh? Yes, there's definitely something wrong here.
Huh? What's with the sudden yelling?
Tell me, Miss Mealy, don't you think there's something strange about those suitcases?
Sure, they totally ooze strange, like the colour and such.
That's not what I'm talking about. Now pay attention.
You're scaring me, Mr. Edgeworth.
Sorry. These suitcases are lined up a bit too prim and proper.
Yeah, they look a bit uptight, don't they? I guess they take after the creator.
Again, not what I meant, Miss Mealy. Don't you find it unusual these cases are the only things undisturbed by turbulence? Never mind, I'd sooner find an answer by inspecting the suitcases myself. Upon closer inspection, they really are quite hideous.
I wonder how Miss Rhoda would have reacted if she heard you say that. What's wrong?
She makes a good point. It'd be wise of me to watch what I say out loud. What's this? I spotted something that's not quite right. What's so unusual about this suitcase?
The stops.
Take that!
This is what is so odd.
I don't think that's strange at all.
Maybe not to that extent.
Okay, what about the one that doesn't have the stops then?
Take that!
There's something very peculiar about these wheels.
As in...
As in, there are no stoppers in place on these. Without stoppers, one would think that turbulence would have sent it flying.
And...
So it's very likely this suitcase was placed here after we hit that turbulence. Let's take a closer look, shall we? This was apparently designed by Miss Teneiro herself. The design has a certain je ne sais quoi about it. Perhaps it's the best way to put it.
Oh, that's not a pink wheel, that's a blood stain.
This wheel's completely covered in something. The colour and the scent. It appears to be the substance in question is wine.
Wine stain.
Why would there be juice on the wheel of the suitcase? It would appear to be unlocked. Let's take a look what's inside. Oh, a piece of cloth soaked with blood.
It's blood.
It appears that this suitcase is very strongly tied to our murder after all.
So, explain this to me. What does this suitcase have to do with the murder?
I believe it's pretty safe to say the killer used this suitcase in some manner, such as to move something perhaps.
Aren't you just talking about the cloth then?
That alone is too small. A larger item would be needed to move what I'm thinking of. The thing I believe the killer used the suitcase to transport is...
Surely not the body, really?
Take that!
something that would fit inside a suitcase that's also covered in blood. Sounds like a dead body, doesn't it?
But...
In light of this, I'd say Mr. Hicks was moved to the elevator from someplace else. Which means the murder was committed at an entirely different location.
You're saying after moving the body to the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase here and just left it?
Exactly. What is it?
Nothing, just that... I was thinking about what Miss Rhoda said about coming here for something. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. Ah. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I wanted to give you a bit more time, but I'm afraid I wasn't able to convince the captain. I'm very sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. The captain feels he has allowed you ample time. He says he'd appreciate it if you could wrap it up here and return to your seat.
I understand his sentiments, however, if I'm not allowed to complete my investigation, the crime scene will become contaminated by the time we land. If I must stop, I insist I be allowed to oversee the preservation of the two sites. Under your supervision, of course.
If that is your only condition, I believe we can accommodate your wishes. I'm here to assist you in any way I can, Mr. Edgeworth. Sounds like fun. We can camp out and watch everything together.
I found proof the real crime scene was not the lounge. I have enough evidence to prove myself to be innocent of any wrongdoing. And yet, regarding what Miss Mealy reminded me of about Miss Teneiro, I can't allow my investigation to end here. The truth must come to light. I know that once we had landed, I'm supposed to let the local police take over, and thanks to Miss Teneiro and Miss Mealy, I was able to preserve the crime scene. I just can't shake it. I wasn't able to talk with Miss Teneiro in private, so I'm left wondering what it was she was up to. Why'd she do what she did? There must be a way for me to continue my investigation.
I've been expecting you, Myers Edgeworth.
Franziska, I thought you were still in Germany.
I go where I am needed. And wherever there are criminals to be caught.
Franziska von Karma, the daughter of my mentor Manfred von Karma. She, like myself, is a prosecutor. Are you heading up this case? Would be a bit of a relief if you are.
Don't you try to flatter me, Mars Edgeworth. I am placing you under arrest.
Oh, what?
It's quite frustrating, actually. I'd hoped to exact my revenge on you in a different venue. But I've had to take what I can get. I never thought I'd see the day. But a disciple of the House of Von Kahn would be a criminal. Have you no shame?
Wait, it's been a big misunderstanding. I didn't kill the victim.
A misunderstanding? I heard all about the murder of a police radio from the captain himself. You're waiting for the victim on the first floor, then beat him to death.
Franziska, do you honestly believe I killed a man?
I suppose I should reserve judgment until after I've investigated for myself. I can put your arrest on hold until then.
That's as it should be.
I don't need a lecture on how to perform my duties from you of all people. To be perfect in every way, the fulfillment of that creed alone is what I strive for.
Then I have my own creed in which I must fulfill, so why don't we solve this together?
I have to get going. The crime scene awaits. Don't you dare leave town.
Trust me, I had no intention to.
Detective Gamsio!
Yes, sir.
Too slow.
Ow!
Listen up. I leave you in charge of watching this man. Don't mess up. Understand?
Mr. Edgeworth, I'm supposed to guard him?
A simple yes or no, detective.
Ah, yes, sir. Understood, sir. You just leave it to me.
Mars Edgeworth, if you're interfering with my investigation, I'll arrest you on the spot. Are we clear? Now then, if you excuse me. Good to see you again, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. I'm glad to see you're okay.
Thank you, Detective.
I believe in you, sir. You can lean on me. I'll get you through this.
I have to admit, I'm a bit curious what Franziska's up to. Maybe I should ask the good detective. Very well. In that case, I have a few questions for you. How's the initial investigation going?
We just shipped the body off to the coroner's office. And we're taking statements now, sir.
It sounds like Franziska. She was always good at quick responses to a case.
I'd say she was a little too quick, sir.
How so?
I rushed over as soon as I got word of the affair, sir. But somehow when I got here, Miss Von Karma had already here barking orders at everyone. It was kind of creepy, as though she knew there had to be a murder or something. I'd come in advance to wait your flight's arrival.
That is sort of odd. She did show up rather quickly and out of the blue. I still don't know why she's here in America. Japanifornia. There must be some backstory to all this.
Miss Von Karma just kind of popped up at the prosecutor's office about a week ago, sir. Something about chasing down leads related to a certain incident.
No details?
It's kind of top secret, so I can't talk about it, even with me, sir.
Knowing her, the only type of talking she likes to do is with her whip. I doubt the top secret part is what stopped her from talking to you, Detective. Although, I wonder if her case has anything to do with mine.
Anyway, that's all the info I have, sir. We should find out more as we investigate.
Yes, it's high time to resume my investigation. Starting with talking to the people involved in this case afresh.
Is that fucking salmonella? Oh, I'm looking at something else completely.
This child seems to be happily enjoying the sight of so many planes.
I'm all excited to see this many planes too. Look at the size of them things. Do you like planes too, mister? The balance between the main wings and the tail wings is really something, huh?
Seems this child derives pleasure from a different aspect.
Oh, but I've got to think of the shape of the wings too. Here, mister, you can stand next to me. So about that plane's wing.
Thank you, Detective, for leaving me out of this conversation. Couldn't even see him for Gumshoe's broad fucking shoulders. Looking from behind, I think I've seen this man somewhere before.
I can't remember what fucking voice I gave him now. Fuck it.
In Soviet Russia, world flags lunchboxes eat you.
Mr. Edgeworth, we've got to get you some water.
Found it, lol. I feel a wave of creative powers coming on. It's over 9,000. Lol. My next lead movie's going to be the Steel Samurai Warrior of Neo Tokyo versus the World Samurai Champion of Earth. It's going to rock so many box saws.
Oh, good thing I was false alarm, right, Mr. Edgeworth?
So the Steel Samurai's finally getting a movie.
Completely ignoring me as usual.
This man was in first class with me. He seems quite shaken up by the whole affair.
I'd be pretty scared too if I got caught up in a murder investigation, sir.
I did it. I made the whole flight. I'm not scared of turbulence anymore. The life vests prove I made it alive. It's now my prized possession. I can just take that from the plane.
It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. It's got nothing to do with the murder, at least.
Lunchland. Not bad. It's gotten big enough to warrant its own branch shops. Oh, I've always wanted to give their steak lunch a try.
Which should I go with? I recommend our airport special World Flags lunchboxes, only available for a limited time. We have a variety of lunchboxes made to look like different countries' flags.
If you really want that badge, detective, why don't you go ahead and buy one? Is that okay, sir? Thanks. Right, I'm really going to get one. Here I go. Excuse me, miss. I'll take a Star Spangled Banner lunchbox, please. I hope he's aware that's the most expensive one on the menu. What a view of the plane prepared for takeoff. I want to ride a plane someday and go overseas. Have you never been to another country before, detective? No, not yet, sir. I don't even have a passport. But I've been saving up for that eventual someday. A penny a day, to be precise. At that rate, you won't be making any trips until well after retirement. Detective Gumshoe, this is... Oh, is that for me? Oh, you shouldn't have, sir. I'll gladly take anything you want to give me. Hands off, detective. This item relates to the case. Oh, well, why do you want to ask me? Oh, I forget I asked, detective.
Do I have to do this with everything?
Hey, Miss Edgeworth, I think something fell out your pocket. What are you... Oh! So did something fall out or not? I didn't get a good look, sir. It doesn't concern you, don't worry about it. A prosecutor's badge of all things. Gosh, you must never know I dropped it. What's this? This raccoon-looking thing? It's not a raccoon, it's the mascot of the Yugo Airlines. His name's Captain Yugo, and apparently he's supposed to be a monkey. Oh, I'm feeling some inspiration coming on. I've got to make a piggy bank out of the police mascot, the Blue Badger. Whenever there's any loose change lying around the precinct, it can go in there. Sure, sounds great. As long as there's any of my money. Jesus, all these continuous smack sounds. It sounds like an episode of Johnny Test. So this is on. It's so postmodern, sir. Postmodern, you say? Yeah, especially the alien-shaped handle there. You can really feel a connection. The connection. Right. Detective, please stop with the horrible impression of an art critic. I was only telling you my honest feelings, sir. Okay, time to go this way. And there's the captain, I'm guessing.
So you must be the captain.
Why, yes I am. Who might you be?
I'm the Belgian prosecutor, Francisco van Kamer. I have a few questions for you. Don't you dare, Captain, getting friendly with another woman. I'll never forgive you if you do.
What are you talking about? I only have eyes for you, my dear Cammy. I wouldn't bet money on our dear captain being that much of a reputable person.
Sure you don't want to ask the captain some questions, sir?
He was in the cockpit the entire time. I highly doubt he'd know anything of use. Anyway, I'd like to leave that type of witness to Franziska and her whip.
Ah!
Now see here.
Ah!
Sorry, I'm sorry. How long do you intend to hold me? It's impossible for me to be a criminal, I told you. Mr. LeBlanc? Oh, it's you. Tell this man Tell this man stop stopping me from going. Time is money. I don't have 1 second wasteful time to spend.
Sir, you can't go in there.
I'm Miles Edgeworth. I'm one of the prosecutors on this case, so please let me through.
I'm very sorry, sir. No one's allowed to enter without Miss Von Karma's express permission.
But I'm on the case.
Yes, I understand that, but I also have explicit instructions to let you through from Miss Von Karma.
Oh, why would you do this to me, Franziska? Have you finished taking these statements yet?
Yep, all done, sir.
I do not concern if you are done examining the cargo hold. I want my cargo back. If you make single scratch on my art, you'll pay. Art? What sort of art?
Mr. LeBlanc is an art dealer. He's got a bunch of artwork down in the cargo hold, sir. There's practically a mountain of them, large and small.
From folk costumes to stone statues, I sell all kinds of arts. Folk costumes? Speaking of which, Mr. LeBlanc's hat. It kind of looks like that other piece of cloth. Mr. LeBlanc, can you take a look at this for me?
Oh, it's Bulgarian cloth.
As I suspected, your hat's made of the same material, I suppose.
Of course, fabric so famous, orders come from all overseas for more.
Then this is the cargo you were talking about earlier?
No. My cargo is much, many gigantic. You're a detective. When can I have my cargo moved? You get your cargo back when done investigating, pal.
Oh, the stubbornness of your police is no good. And it's no good that the attendant refuses to exit the attendant's room too. That attendant? I wonder if he's talking about Miss Teneiro.
What is it? Do you have some use for me?
You seem to not understand. I've no time to waste. Let me put it another way.
Let him say Lagan.
There, another language will get through your head. I understood you perfectly fine in English. Oh, you're finally paying me wasted money. Sorry, but there's absolutely nothing inside this wallet. How dare you? You wanted to trick me. I sue for fraud. Mr. LeBlanc, are you seriously considering a courtroom tango with me? I hope not, but in case you are, there's a certain lawyer I can introduce you to.
I know you're trying to be funny, Edgeworth, but your record against that lawyer is not good.
do you mean by that attendant, Mr. LeBlanc? Says take her to the attendant's room after her interview. And says she not... And then they still have not come out. They make no sign of come out either. I was finished my own interview much earlier, quicker than her. Why is Miss Teneiro's interview the only one that's taking up so much time?
Mars Edgeworth, you were given free rein to examine the plane, weren't you?
Yes, I was able to obtain the cooperation of the flight attendants. Speaking of attendants, I'd like to speak with Miss Teneiro. I wonder if you might grant me permission to enter the flight attendant's room.
Before I do, you still have to clear a few issues surrounding your own circumstances.
I understand.
You may have tricked those attendants with your sophisticated talking, but you can't pull the wool over my eyes, Mars Edgeworth. Let's not complicate things and go to the most obvious conclusion. Since the crime was here, the very land the body was discovered. From the time the victim was seen calling for the attendant until the body was found. The only person in this lounge the entire time was you, Mars Edgeworth. This unmistakably makes you so lucky a suspect.
The likeliest suspect, Franziska?
Do you have a problem with that?
No, but it's not like you use such vague wording. You're usually a bit more absolute.
I'm simply trying to watch out for you. As my kindness too hard for you to comprehend.
Thank you, but your leniency is unnecessary, for I'll prove my innocence soon enough. If I want to continue my investigation, I have to break her line of logic fast.
Hold it!
Don't you think you're being a bit rash by simply declaring me the culprit?
I like my affairs to be simple and perfect. I'll show you the meaning of both when I finish the whole thing within 3 minutes.
You've heard that before. You sound like you're cooking a pack of instant noodles. Frau!
I will not allow even 3 seconds of Yes's testimony to be uttered in my presence.
I see she hasn't changed a bit. But I won't allow for her to send me to prison so easily.
Hold it!
So tell me, Franziska, do you know all there is to know about the crime scene?
I know all I need to know in order to arrest you.
And nothing more?
Are you saying there's more I need to know?
Oh, why'd you hit me, sir?
Sorry, Scuffy, my hand must have slipped.
It would appear Franziska doesn't have all the facts of the case yet.
Hold it!
What do you mean by scene?
Please stop pretending like you don't know. It's insulting. Obviously, I'm talking about how Mr. Hicks was seen calling for an attendant at 5 o'clock. So from the time after the call until the body was found.
Hold it!
Well, it's sure I was in the lounge the whole time. That fact alone does not make me the criminal.
You see about the conclusion of this investigation. However, there's one thing that even you must admit this time.
Hold it!
Under the circumstances, I suppose I'd agree I'm the most likely suspect. But I believe in you, sir. I don't think you did it. This one Karma's got to believe that too, right? I mean, you two are like siblings. Ow!
Quiet, Scruffy. Even if I were related by blood, that's no guarantee he's no criminal.
Franziska.
I demand to see some proof you're not the guilty party.
The likeliest suspect was a roundabout euphemism. It would appear she doesn't yet know about the new evidence we acquired and where we acquired it. I'll take care of the gaps in her logic, one hole at a time. would appear you did not have all the information you needed after all.
And what does that mean?
I found a nice piece of evidence just before I was forced to stop investigating. A piece that proves the body was moved from a different location. The killer used this suitcase to move the victim's body, meaning the real scene of the crime is not this lounge at all.
Now who's the one rashly jumping to conclusions?
Excuse me?
All he did was find a piece of cloth inside his suitcase. That doesn't prove the body was moved. It could have been the killer simply chose that suitcase as a good place to hide the cloth.
I expected you would come to that conclusion. I would seem I can't escape that easily.
You should know better than that. A Van Calm is perfect in every way.
But did you know the killer definitely wheeled the suitcase around at some point?
As if there's proof of that.
Where's the proof this suitcase was moved around?
Take that!
This has been fine in front of the elevator.
Yes, and let's draw your attention to this area here.
Take that!
This mark here, would you say it looks suspiciously like tracks from two wheels?
I suppose.
Furthermore, there is grape juice residue on the wheels of the suitcase. This means the suitcase contains the victim's body definitely passed through here.
I suppose this means the killer did move the victim's body from somewhere else.
I'm glad you've come to your senses.
Not so fast. This doesn't put you in the clear, not by a long shot. You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit that turbulence. You waited for the victim in the lounge where you're beaten to death. While you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed in the suitcase, the plane hit the patch of turbulence and flew out the body from within the suitcase. With no way out, you hastily put the suitcase back where you had taken it from, and pretended to be the discoverer of the body.
Not a bad bit of logic for something you thought of on the fly.
Just what are you insinuating?
I'll show you exactly how flawed your logic is. No matter how strong of a face you put on, not even you can hide your fears from me, or expose the flaws in her logic in one fell swoop.
Hold it!
And how do you suppose I was able to take the piggy bank out of his display case? As I recall, the case was locked.
That's easy. If the case was locked, you simply had to hit the glass, like this.
Ow! You shattered my heart of glass. So she wants to talk about the in-flight shove of the Captain Hugo bank, does she?
That takes care of how you obtain the murder weapon.
Objection!
The fact you took this piece of evidence into account in your testimony is to be commended. Your legal prowess is certainly something to be feared.
Evidence and logic, essential tools that those who would stand in the courtroom must learn to master.
But what if there was a fake piece of evidence thrown into the mix?
A fake?
This Captain Hugo piggy bank is just such a fake. It is not the real murder weapon.
What?
The timing of when the bank was taken to the shop is important, and it is taken after the turbulence had occurred.
But then, what was the blood on the bank? What do you make of that?
I assume it was added after the murder when the killer fabricated this weapon. Looking at it this way, the killer basically did three things after the turbulence. After exiting the elevator, killer brought the suitcase to the shop and left it there. Then the killer proceeded to pick up the bank from off the floor and took it out to fabricate a fake murder weapon by hitting the victim on the head. Finally, the victim's wallet was planted on my personage, in my pocket to be precise. Everything was done so I would be framed for the murder of Mr. Ackleby Hicks.
You there?
Yes, ma'am?
Other than this piggy bank, was anything else resembling a murder weapon found?
We didn't find anything in this lounge or in the shop that could be used as one, ma'am. Most of the items could have been used were broken during the turbulence. And the remaining items all tested negative for traces of blood.
I see. Well, Mars Edgeworth, it appears your stall tactics are at an end.
But it's possible she did in some way, sir.
Ow! If the criminal wanted to hide a weapon in a safer place, I think the weapon would have been hidden in the same place as the bloody cloth.
Exactly what I was thinking. Because the cloth was hidden inside the suitcase, it signals to me the killer had not prepared a more secure place to hide the evidence. Which means the real murder weapon is either still on the murderer's person, or is still at the real crime scene.
There is one more possibility.
And that would be?
The piggy bank is in fact the real murder weapon.
But didn't we just...
Let me finish. The killer took the bank out from the display case before the turbulence by opening the lock on the display case door. And it was that time the glass pane of the door was broken. I'd say it's a perfectly feasible line of reasoning, wouldn't you? Let's see. That means the killer has the key to the display case.
Franziska, the person you're talking about...
Not so fast, I'm not finished. The person I'm talking about also committed another sin. She tricked the captain and granted you permission to conduct your investigation. Yes, the sin of lying. Speaking of which, I recall you also wish to speak with her.
Yes.
Very well, permission granted, but only if I can sit in on your interrogation. Do we understand each other?
I have no intention of interrogating her, but you're welcome to accompany me if you so wish.
Miss Teneiro is in the flight attendant's room. Let's move. The other one that poked around inside the plane without the captain's permission. Deviating from the flight attendant's manual is very unbecoming, you know. What were you hoping to accomplish doing that?
Miss Teneiro.
Mr. Edgeworth, you're here too?
Can you please help us and shed some light on why you did what you did?
All right.
Why did you lie about receiving the captain's permission like that?
Because I didn't think I'd be able to get his permission.
What do you mean?
The captain, he only has ears for Cammy. I spoke with the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seems rather taken with Miss Mealy. Yes, and on top of that, I had mistakenly accused Mr. Edgeworth of being the killer. I wanted to make amends.
In that case, please allow me to thank you for what you did. Thanks to you, I was able to clear myself of all charges.
Really? You were able to prove your innocence? Thank goodness. Miss Teneiro, is it? There's one thing I'd like to ask you. Were you in the in-flight shop just before the turbulence? Please answer honestly. Yes, I was. And why were you there? Well,
Why the sudden hesitation? Franziska seems to have struck a nerve.
All I did was go to check on the shop like I always do. You're saying it was for work then? Yes, I'm in charge of the shop. I have to keep an eye on it. I don't have any reason to go there otherwise. After your visit to the shop, you paid a visit to this room, correct? Yes, I come back to freshen up and adjust my makeup. Sorry, there wasn't much else to tell.
Miss Teneiro claims to have no reason other than duty to go to the shop. Is that really all there is to it? Maybe I should ask her about that thing. If you could please take a look at this for me, Miss Teneiro.
Oh, that suitcase.
Yes, about this suitcase. You're the one who helped design it, correct? But I figured something else out about it. The suitcase is the reason you went to the shop, isn't it?
There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there?
Would you please tell me more about this suitcase?
Yes, I was interested in seeing how the suitcases I designed were selling. I know it's a service profession. I know that as a service professional, I'm not supposed to care, but I really wanted to know. And I was glad to see that it was the last one there.
The last one there? So you're saying, Miss Teneiro, the suitcase in question was the last one?
Yeah, they're just so popular, they're practically flying off the shelves.
That's not exactly the impression I got.
The one in the shop was most definitely the last one.
Well, we're currently looking at that suitcase.
Really? I guess I sold all of them. Thank you for taking the last one.
I didn't say anything about buying it.
Then say you'll buy it.
I'm sorry, I can't.
But why? It would go great with your complexion, Mr. Edgeworth. It really suits you. I guarantee it personally as a service professional.
Oh, well, how should I put it? It's hideous.
What?
Okay, maybe that was a bit too direct. Moving on, my issue with the suitcases isn't the design, it's the number of them remaining.
Remaining?
There were 2 suitcases in the in-flight shop when I investigated.
2? But that's impossible. I'm sure there was only one. Looks like our story's generated quite a contradiction. When I left the shop, I'm positive there was only one suitcase left.
Something is amiss here. What could be the meaning of this inconsistency? By the way, Miss Teneiro, what is one of those suitcases doing here?
That's...
I thought you said there was only one left.
That one is mine. I used it for a very long time now.
She's used it for a long time? I think not. Miss Teneiro, I'd appreciate if you wouldn't lie to me.
Excuse me?
I don't believe for even 1 second you've used this for a very long time.
Still got the ticket on it.
Take that!
Tell me, Miss Teneiro, is it also your habit to keep the price tag pristine on your suitcase?
What's the meaning of this? Why'd you lie about a suitcase?
Despite having faith in her design sense, sales numbers made her cry bitter tears. The truth's becoming increasingly clear to me. Miss Teneiro, I think I understand. I know what you're trying to hide. Now then, this suitcase was originally in the in-flight shop. Seeing as how the price tag is still on the suitcase, one can only assume it was out on the floor and sale in the shop. And the person who bought the suitcase was...
Take that!
You, wasn't it, Miss Teneiro? I hate to say this, but this suitcase that you designed, it hasn't sold very well at all, has it? You saw how poor the design you poured your heart into was selling, and were deeply hurt. That's why you wanted to make it look like it was selling by buying it yourself. Isn't that right?
Since the reason you went to the shop and came back here was... I'm sorry. All I really have is my job. I was overjoyed when my design was chosen. I thought maybe I'd finally accomplished something.
But the suitcases didn't sell.
It's because of the design, isn't it? Or because it's, as you put it, hideous.
I can't say they chose a great place in which to sell them either.
We weren't selling a single one, they were just sitting there collecting dust. I felt so bad seeing them there, day in and day out. I decided to buy one for every flight I worked.
You buy one every single time you work a flight?
I see. In order to keep your resolution, you went and bought one today as well. Yes, and here's my receipt for the purchase.
This receipt is clearly time-stamped 5:40 a.m.
The truth is, there's still a bunch of them left unsold. They're planning to scrap the remaining ones at the end of this flight.
Miss Teneiro, where are the other suitcases?
They should be down in the cargo hold. Then the suitcase the killer used.
Could very well have come from the cargo hold.
Mr. Edgeworth, you don't think that the killer used one of my suitcases too?
Yes, I do. The killer used one of your beloved suitcases to move the victim's body.
How could they? These suitcases were to be faithful partners to our passengers on the trips. It's all I wish for them to be.
Miss Teneiro, is there any other way to get to the cargo hold other than the elevator?
The only way is just through this door here.
What about security?
That door has a special lock installed because just to enter this room, you need to have a special keycard only crew members have access to.
Which means the culprit is someone who can enter this room, eliminating the passengers and leaving only crew members as potential suspects.
I can't believe it.
Yes, Franziska?
Going on these wild goose chases, you're a disgrace of uncommon name.
And what do you mean by that?
The suitcase came from the cargo hold. The fact alone tells the whole story.
Which is why I said the culprit must be a crew member who used their key card.
Mars Edgeworth, you're proposing the killer rode the elevator from the cargo hold, correct?
Yes, the only realistic possibility.
But other attendant, Miss Mire, I asked her earlier and she had this to say.
Francis got information out of Miss Mealy.
In order to make the elevator go down to the cargo hold, a different keycard is required.
A different one?
Yes, and the only person who holds that particular card is you, Miss Voda Teneiro, and only you.
What? Is this true, Miss Teneiro?
Yes, I keep the keycard in my locker at all times.
Can you please show us that card right now?
Yes, hold on. I don't believe it.
What's wrong?
The keycard is gone. Haha, very clever. Pretending your card was stolen when in fact you're just trying to hide it from us. You really thought this through? Wait, it's not like that. You can tell us about it when it's like down this station. Officer, arrest this woman.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Edgeworth. What's wrong? There's disbelief written all over your face.
Franziska, I know you're the lead investigator on this case, however...
Hold it! Don't even think of wasting any more of my time! You know the rules as well as I do. Evidence speaks louder than words. Even if this isn't a courtroom, the basic tenet still applies. I intend to investigate the cargo hold now. What will you do, Mars Edgeworth?
I intend to do likewise.